All right, so we're still on the whole topic of the student versus the teacher thing at Tivoli High School. Now, you've already heard my opinion on that because I did a whole video explaining my stance on that. Now, when I did that video, I did it already knowing that a lot of people, the majority, would not agree with what I had to say, right? And honestly, it really didn't matter because that's just my opinion, my views, and I have the right to my opinion, just as you do. Now, we've already dropped Triple X's view on things. We dropped Miss Kitty's view on things. And a few other persons come out and addressed it as well. Right now, Amber is speaking on it as well. And Amber is being fair and balanced because obviously, you know, she wasn't there, just like I wasn't there, just like all the other persons who gave their opinions weren't there. So Amber is being fair and balanced on both sides as it pertains to what happened, all right? But she's just giving her analysis and what she thinks, all right? So let's jump in and take a listen to what Amber's analysis of the whole situation is.
We have a problem. We have a violence problem. Because even with some of the comments that I'm witnessing with people suggesting lots of violent actions for the youth, I'm like, whoa, like people are so seasoned to violence and violence reaction that it really makes me sad and frightened for what's gonna happen to the future. And then because we have the adults who are saying these things and, you know, promoting these things, then, you know, the youths are gonna come the same way. Plus, them are experience violence in the home too. So that's why, as you know, in the case of the teacher said the boy lick her in her face and lick her on her breast. It never had for him do that, like him just get up and do that. So like no hesitation for lick a teacher because of the prevalence of violence in our society and in the home and, you know, in the streets and in the schools and everywhere. So make we start with the one with the youth and the teacher. So there's two sides to the story. One that's part of it is recorded on video and one that we don't have on video, but it is the account of the teacher according to the police. So what the teacher said is that the boy was in her class and she wanted to get him out. Now there's a little background to that which I see that part of the conversation is being swept aside. And for what he's charged for, I guess it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, kind of put some context to the story. Okay, so the teacher says, according to the police, the teacher says the boy came into her class and she wanted to get him out because he was doing stuff in the class he shouldn't do, which is allegedly selling ganja and gambling. I'm not sure if it's the two at the same time or how it goes. The story is still very sketchy and everything was moving so fast, so you know, details. And then after how it got down, I don't think we're gonna get much more details. It's just gonna get shut down because that's how these things go all the time. So she says that the boy was in her class. This is what the police has said to the public, right? That the boy was in her class selling weed and gambling and she was trying to get him out and he wouldn't come out. So she took out her phone and tried to get the evidence, which apparently or allegedly is like school policy, I guess, in general, for when these things happen, for the teacher to be able to have evidence to pass it on to the relevant people. So she alleges, according to the police, that when she took out the phone to take the picture, he assaulted her. So him lick her, box out the phone or whatever, as you can imagine. So she now, I guess, in reaction to it, which the video doesn't show her reacting to what he she has alleged that he did to her. We don't see that part of the video, so we don't know when or how it occurred. But him lick out the phone, lick up the teacher, and then she in return is seen on the video also hitting him. Basically a fight, because I know like him did like runway, you know, him did still like a flash her off and she take up a desk for lick him and him take it and show it one side, which me glad say him never did use the desk and lick her. or she never use the desk and lick him. Me just glad say it never did get worse or physical, or no blood never draw, or it did never get worse. But what I am saying is that he is wrong for having even thought it was okay to hit a woman, hit a teacher, or touch her in any way. She had do her job. She actually tried to get him out of her class and him now move. So she decides to, alright, she'll take the evidence of what caused the problem. Furthermore, it's also alleged that he's not a student of her class. So what am I doing there in the first place? As me say, it's sketchy. We don't have no details, but me I say, with all of the allegations, the boy a sell weed, the boy a gamble, the boy dep on suspension, he not supposed to dep on his school compound. How he reach in the stuff to do that in the first place, me not understand. There seems to be some type of breach of security at the school. Alright, fine. Him reaching there, him do the wrong thing. Him assault the teacher. Charge him, punish him, me good with that. But what we saw on the video is also now the woman not taking the right steps to handle the situation properly. She fight him, literally. She take up one desk to lick him, even when students intervene and try to get between them to find out what was happening. Then she still stretch over, she grab him by him tie and a haul it. So it's disturbing for watch even her reaction to the situation. Some people said that she was simply defending herself, but I beg to differ. I see a situation where the teacher was obviously offended and rightly so, and not only offended but assaulted. So she, some type of bodily harm and reaction, and her blood run hot and adrenaline and all of that. Me get that. So she go out of character for that time the other day, the hour we see on the video, because of what happened to her. Me say, alright, fine, that can happen to anybody. But what me not understand is why it is that is not being acknowledged, that this wouldn't be the normal response from a teacher, or shouldn't be the response from a teacher for a situation like this. First of all, if him harm her, him lick her, you that think say she want protect her body some more, because she said the boy lick her in her face and lick her upon her breast. So as a woman, me I put myself in a position and said that very frightening. So me that want protect my body as much as possible, but I never that we sip on the video, because to me, if she go off of him could have mean more harm for her. If the boy did really intend to hurt her, it would have worse, and that would have nice. So me would have think say then was the time for she take away herself, call the security, or get whoever she needs to get involved. I'm sure other teachers were in the staff room. So handling it that way on her own was dangerous for her, very risky for her bodily protection, and also it was kind of what me fi say now, it's wild, because we're looking at a teacher who is apparently a seasoned teacher. I'm sure this is not the first unruly student or boy where get trouble or break rules where she has had to deal with. But maybe this is the first one where it actually put him hand on her, and so she was highly upset and offended, and me get that, me understand all of that. If me and somebody catch up and it reach to a point where we are fight, it two or we are lick each other, him lick me and then me come and I lick him too, it would be just a matter now of self-defense, because in the video we not see where she had defend herself from him. If we watch back the video 100 times, we can see that for ourselves. So it's like it's tricky, because me talk to a senior police officer and he said to me, say, if the boy did really have if him did good behaving boy, have strong support and so on, by now what the parents could have do is go with him at the station, and also say that he was assaulted by her based on what's on the video. What the person who recorded would have to consent to having the video used as evidence. So that would have complicated too, right? So me just say, him wrong, fi do what him do. And it is good that they are making an example out of him. They're going to take him to court, and I am sure the court proceedings will go, in the way of punishing him and also trying to get him to do better after this. On the teacher's part, I would say where the schools are concerned, or where the Ministry of Education is concerned, first would be to acknowledge that, this is not what teachers ought to be doing in response to situations at school that have to do with discipline, because she really could have put herself in harm's way, and it just not come off good, because it's like she has stretched, and it just alright, somebody says if the child was suspended and still on the compound, that is a bigger cause than the female teacher. She should have put it to the head of the school. There are allegations out there too that the head of the school was removed from the school around the same time because the person fainted. I don't know if it have anything to do with the incident or not, but either way, it could be just that it's just the principal and that one teacher there. There must have been other teachers and security, as well as like a vice principal or other teachers. So I'm still saying that at some point me feel like mommy should have take a step back and go get some help instead of fighting now with this boy. Luckily, as me said, she received no more bodily harm, and the boy too, was not harmed. So they both walk away, I'm glad, without harm or much harm. But it's still traumatizing for things say a youth think it did alright for lick a teacher, and then now if you see what we see on the video with the teacher reaction, it's traumatizing both ways. And I just can't see how the two wrong actions can make anybody feel satisfied or feel right. Because there's people out there who are saying, oh, him deserve it. She should have licked him with the desk, and she should have mashed him up. And like, how that all help? She go fi mash him up, and the next thing she get mashed up. We don't want that for we teacher them either. What we want is for like the situation fi handle properly. Get the security involved. It seems, as me say, like there's a breach of security at the school, because how him dep on the compound if him suspended. That are the first problem. Where ma do they? Till him reach in a class. Now, if this is a boy where suspended for something already, him have issues. And then him come on the compound now a sell weed and gamble at the same time. Me kind of confused with that part there. Also, as me said at the start of the video, the charges have nothing to do with that. The police have not mentioned it in any way. The police have not made any suggestions that he was either gambling or selling weed. So we're not confirmed on that. But obviously something kicked off the incident with the two of them. And I don't feel like either the teacher or the boy handled it properly. And we can't just say, oh, because a teacher and she a big woman fee and him a little boy, then she fi stamp him and she fi do anything what she want with him. No, we can't say that either, because that don't send a good message. And it doesn't send a good message either when the Ministry of Education cannot acknowledge or say to the public that, look, we understand that at this moment our member in the moment had reacted in a way which she considered to be self-defense, which we also see as, not the way to go for teachers when incidents happen. Because we can't say, all right, and then every time one incident happen, teacher will just fight back with boy or girl, and then we end up in a all kind of violent situation. This evening, though, there was some type of general acknowledgement, I must say. I was happy to hear that from Favour Williams, the education minister, who said that she's asking teachers to hold strain in situations which are so difficult to deal with, and in situations where they are tested, because some of them pitney are really difficult to deal with. They might do things where they're not supposed to do. Some of them make them parents embarrassed, because I know all of them come from troubled homes and parents who not pay them no mind. Some of them just do things where even the parents can't believe. Then shock them and ask them why, how come this happened. So I don't know the background of the child to know if the child is from a stable background or he has behavioral problems or, you know, psychological issues. What's happening with the child, I'm not sure, because we don't have those details as yet. I guess the court case will bring us some more details later in the month when it comes up. But at the end of the day, I can't be like the people who is saying the teacher should have can do anything what she want after the youth do for him wrongs, because 2 wrongs just can never make a right. And I just decimate things stop. You have people who are saying, oh, this for the on the boy record for resign life. I mean, come on, like him out go court, I'm sure the judge going to see it fit for punish him and help kind of, you know, rehabilitate him in some kind of way, for know say, you know, him behavior not right, and it can't go so. So you have to set an example and show him and other youth say them have to respect the teacher, them behave properly. You can't come to school and break the law, and then when teacher take a picture you want to fight off teacher. None of that we not agree with. But at the same time, I now can't agree with a teacher take up a table for lick one picnic either. Because at some point, the teacher supposed to have some sort of, what me fi say now, come back to herself then after a couple minutes pass. And say to herself, say, no man, this out of hand now. And get some help. If some boys run in, some students run in and go between the boy and the teacher to intervene and break up the fight. Because as me say, and I like the boy did a run away from the teacher, I'm still did a try to push her off and lick her back, right? So it was a fight to me. So either way you take it on the both sides. Now the boy has been charged for assault and malicious destruction of property. I'm figuring it's the phone that he mashed up that was taken in picture. I'm not even sure. And the teacher hasn't been charged for anything, because she can't just be charged for anything because the police didn't decide to lay charges against her. They could have, but they didn't, because the idea is that she's claiming self-defense, that what she was doing was defending herself. But when you watch the video, it's not just self-defense. She obviously lost her cool, and I can understand with her, all we have a bad day at some point. All I'm saying is that if this is acknowledged, it will help the situation. But when it is not acknowledged, then you have students who walk away thinking, oh, some miss can do this to me all when time me not do nothing. Because at the end of the day, I know every picnic bad. We can't just say every picnic bad in a school, you know. We can't just walk away and acknowledge one side and not the other. So I was glad when I heard Favor Williams' statement this evening, even though it wasn't specific to the incident. And I understand why also it wasn't specific to the incident. Because the truth is, when people in positions of power are in these situations where you know, it's unfavorable, it doesn't look good, then you're gonna find that the groups that they're a part of, like the Ministry of Education and the school and so on, will be doing things to protect them. That's just the way it is. We see the politicians getting away with all kinds of things. No one punishes them. They are protected and shielded, and sometimes we don't even know the things that happen. So it's the same thing for people, other people in powerful position, not just in Jamaica, but in society. This tends to can happen. So that is what I see happening here with the teacher, which is that they fail to acknowledge that the teacher did not act properly, which the video shows that yes, she did get carried away. And I'm saying that can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. Like if somebody licked me, maybe me would end up in the same situation, but me wouldn't can deny. Say boy, me end up in a situation where me end up and lick somebody to where a fight. A fight then be a fight, them did a fight. Fight them a fight, because one time she grabbed the boy to the boy and lick back after her. Right? But you could see also that she was going after him. So like, what are we gonna do? Like block it out from our eyes and say we didn't see that? And that is the way teachers should be. And you know, they're humans too, and so they don't, nothing is wrong if they don't exercise enough self-control in their positions. We can't do that, because that's not sending a good message. It's not sending a good message to other teachers who may not like this teacher, who I think, I don't know her, but I'm just saying, she looks like an older woman. So I don't think that it's that she's a bad teacher. She obviously has been in the profession for some time. But she had a bad day because this youth tested her. The youth offend her. The youth assault her. So she lose it, that's all. So if she lose it, why we can't say, you know, say mommy lose it that day, and we see why she lose it, but the fact is she lose it. So let us address that and say that teachers, when they have situations like this is not the way to resolve it. There must be some type of protocol. There must be some type of procedure, training or something that teachers will know that, look, step 1 is this, step 2 is that. When you have a situation escalating from A to B, you don't add fuel to the fire. You can't take up a table, say I go lick down people pitney because them do wrong. So it's like you have your right on a gateway, but with she now, she get to keep her right because of her position. You get where I'm coming from, right? So yes, it's a difficult situation. I mean, know the teachers them I got through a lot, and you know, me don't want the teachers them to feel like say me I say what the boy do alright, which I've never said in this whole conversation. But at the end of the day, the point is there were other ways for the teacher to respond and to deal with it. So since she didn't, it would only be fair for us to acknowledge that she had a moment, you know what I mean? Yeah, all of us, it can happen to anyone where we can have a moment where we know say, I never did the thing we would have want to do, we end up doing, but it happened. So, and I like me I say, she must go apologize to him. I am saying that if you have two people in a situation, like for example, if this was in the US and the two of them fight, the police will ask the two of them what happened. Him say she lick him, she say him lick him first. Him lick her first. So the police are gonna say, oh well, it two are no lick each other, so no need to go start this out. Me I charge you for assault and me I charge you for assault. But that's not what happened, and I think why it didn't happen is because the student didn't have the support for that to happen. As a matter of fact, from my conversation with a senior police officer, he's saying that he didn't understand why the police in charge of the area where it was reported and where the boy was charged didn't give the instructions to the young man to say these are his rights, where if he wants he can do this, that or the other and follow the procedure. It doesn't seem like that happened. I'm not saying it didn't, but there's no such word. It's the only word is that the boy is charged with assault and malicious destruction of property, and the police have said they see no reason to charge the teacher. So people are saying, you know, but we see on the video where she's fighting with the youth. So what is the message that we are sending? That if a youth do the wrong thing, then the teacher can also respond by doing the wrong thing and it will be right. So that's my problem. You know, me nah say if the youth now personal charges against her, and him not have the support to do it, fine, no problem. But if they would just acknowledge that this is not what they expect from teachers, or shouldn't be the example or the precedence for teachers who have difficult situations and difficult students to deal with. Right? So yes, punish the boy, man. Teach him a lesson. I totally agree. Him out of order, shouldn't lick the teacher, shouldn't do none of what he's accused of. And whatever he's accused of, which started the incident, has not been confirmed or clarified. But let us say it is so. He would be out of line same way. Right? But when you look on the video now and you say, it go far, you know, it go far with the teacher. So without no acknowledgement, it leaves it as a one-sided thing where you can say to a 16-year-old, listen, you've done wrong and you're gonna pay the consequences for doing wrong. But you're saying to the teacher, you know, say what you do alright because the boy lick you first. So that's my issue coming now. You know, we shouldn't have that view there. We shouldn't. It should have been addressed. And it would have helped the teacher too, because then them could have put out now like a character profile of the teacher to say, look, this lady has been of good service. You know, she had a bad situation to deal with and she lost it for that time. But this is not her natural reaction or her normal reaction to students, and this is not what the Ministry of Education would like to see teachers do when they have hard situations to deal with. That's all me I say. But yeah, I see the conversation going on social media and different views, and I think this situation makes me more aware of how desensitized we are to violence and violent reactions, because there are people who are saying she should have taken the table and lick him down, she should have knocked him out. You have people text me on my job today and say the teacher should have one machete to slap him across his face. Me have people who message me and say he must get expelled and no other school not to accept him. Me have people who message me and say the boy, if you have this funny record, the police then if you take care of you resign life. So like a whole lot of like violent, angry reactions which are so irrational. It's irrational, because if you're gonna say a 16-year-old, we must just write him off if make him wrong move now. How are we gonna help him to not do worse in the future? How are we going to help the situation where teachers have this very hard task of teaching indisciplined students and students who are coming from violent backgrounds and, you know, who are having emotional issues and mental illness and all kinds of things? Teachers have to understand that they have a very big role in the schools. And so, with the changing landscape of who the young people are and what they're becoming, they too have to be able to manage the situations, because they're not going to have 100% of very disciplined and good behaving students. That's what school is everywhere. It's just today I'm listening to the news in the evening, and a child in Trinidad, I think, a 13-year-old, stabbed another one, stabbed up the picnic. So I'm going to move on from the conversation with the teacher and the boy to say that I maintain that two wrongs cannot make a right. And if the teacher had chose, or if she had chosen a different way to deal with it, then it would have been better, you know. It just don't look good to see her in that position. And trust me, I'm not judging her. I understand. We all have bad days, or we all have situations where we just react and we never know so we did go react, right? But then to not acknowledge it and to say she's the teacher and he's the boy, and so she can do that and it's okay, or to say, oh, because she a big woman and him a little boy, you know, all the different violence must take him body, or to say because she's a teacher, then, you know, we must overlook it and act like it never happened. I mean, me just can't take that point of view there. I just can't. I wish and I hope that this incident will lead the Ministry of Education to put things in place for some type of protocol to be followed. When it reached step 1, when the boy raised his voice, what should the teacher do? When it reached step 2, when the boy backs out the phone out her hand, what should the teacher do? When it reached step 3, you know, where she's still there and the boy lick her on her face and lick her on her breast, what should the teacher do? The natural reaction are going to be if she lick him back or defend herself in some way. How far should that go? What is accepted and what is not? You know, them need to come up with this quick, because from what me I see, whole heap of violence are going in a school them. Alright, so bless the teacher. Me really hope say, you know, she recover from it, and me know say it embarrassing, and me know say, you know, she just never make the right move that day there, even though she probably not gonna admit that to we. The ministry now gonna admit it, them just are gonna be like, okay, let's just sweep it under the rug and go. But then if this happen with the next teacher again, what them are gonna say? What we are gonna just keep on saying, appear bad pitney them so teacher can just beat them, kick them, lick them, do anything? Come on. They must have some type of program to deal with this way teacher they know say when you reach a so you have a red alert, this is what you do. Right? Ministry of Education should provide this kind of support, put some peace officers in the school or something, do something. You can't just let the teacher them in a situation and then know when time them find themselves in a fight, you are gonna act like I never fight them a fight. And then he move on to where a next teacher can come and fight Pitney and Pitney fight teacher. And we are saying either side can be right in doing that. No Pitney not supposed to lick no teacher not supposed to fight with no Pitney either. Because if you're going to tell me say you defend yourself, you come to a point where past defense now and it become like a fight. And that is what we saw on the video. Right? So, you know, and then me also have to say, me now go write off people Pitney and say, him lick the teacher so him is the worst thing and him fi dead and him not fi go back and no school and his life over. People make mistake when they're young and then they rehabilitate from it and become so much better. Like it just pain me hard to hear people that say, oh, them and nowadays Pitney and them dangerous and all of them. No, it can't be. It can't be. Have some type of what me fi say now, understanding for no say is a mix of them a go out to a teacher them. You have Pitney from good home, Pitney from bad home, Pitney from home with parents, Pitney from home without parents, Pitney who are come off the street, Pitney who are go through difficult situation, Pitney who well off in a life. So they all get mixed into one situation when they go in the classroom. The teacher now has all of this to deal with. So I'm saying that the ministry needs to provide better support on the left the teacher them in a sticky situation, and then when them react with them human reaction because them are human, we no want admit say them are human and then can do that to them. Could have did fight somebody and because we not expect teacher to do that, so not try to get that out of our consciousness, but we don't see it on video. So now they need to use this as a lesson, as a teaching moment, and have some measures quickly put in place to prevent any of this from happening for any teacher to be put in a position where she have to defend her bodily safety, or where she are going to lose her cool and end up in a fight. You understand? Because you can see the situation half it start somewhere. It never just start with the lick. It start with something. Right? So it start with a conversation, maybe shouting or whatever, and it escalate till where we stick on the video. Me just say, neither the boy nor the teacher never resolve the situation in the right way. And if we only are gonna say it was only the boy, then we are, you know, really hypocritical people. And that's what I see with a lot of people. And next thing again, before we move on to what happened with the kids them, with themselves, with each other, I realize also out of this situation, see a lot of people have some wicked mind and some wicked and cruel intention. And it's like violence excites them. Alright, I'll give you an example of something that happened to my daughter recently at school. And I guess maybe because me get a little bit older now, although my head still hot and my head can get just as hot as a teacher, but me no want go there so with nobody, so me work for myself. You know what I mean? My daughter go to school she go to school for some period of time with one Pitney we go to same school, and she have situation with the Pitney before. Me try my best, me do everything for teach my daughter to keep the peace with the Pitney and to stay out of Pitney way and try our best don't be the aggressor with anything with the Pitney. But somehow the Pitney always end up in a situation with my daughter, and me overlook so many things to do with this Pitney. Because I say a Pitney, you know a Pitney I got do things. You can't just write off people Pitney and say because him do that to my daughter him is the worst or whatever. Me not believe in that. up to we big people and make mistakes same way. So we can't be like that with the kids. So this picnic, more than one time situation come up which, you know, upsetting, really upsetting. And you know, me we vent at home, or me and my daughter we reason about it, and the school we deal with it in a for them way and thing, and we cool. The last thing what the picnic do to my daughter, me did have to exercise so much self-control. Me just thank God so me could have do it. Because the amount of people would tell me say if I did ever for them picnic one what they would have go up to school go do to a picnic. That make me even more sober and conscious than myself, you know. So when things happen with my picnic, me can't do them sitting there where people them a tell me to do. Me could never do them, they sit there where them a tell me to do. So what the little boy do to my daughter is very despicable, by the way. He spat on her. And it's a situation where me know a brew with the little boy because of a situation with myself and the parents. Now, this is why parents have to be careful. When you have situation with people, you don't chat the people them in front of your picnic. You don't bring up adult conversation and dispute and thing in front of your picnic. Because guess what? Your picnic cherish you, so your picnic going to carry feelings in them heart for the people them where you attack so hateful in a year also about. So that's what ended up happening to me with this man and the woman. Them hate me for whatever reason. And me have no problem with that. But when your picnic now I go develop the hate for my picnic and go to school go spit on my picnic, me have a big problem with that. When me find out the evening, me did so upset. Me could have eat me dinner, me could have hardly do nothing. When me find out. Cause me I said that little boy intend fit something bad happen with him and my daughter, or like them a test me fate. And me make sure say me make one whole day pass before me even go up at the school. Me see the parents and me no send nothing to them. I don't say a word to them because me know say if my mother trigger off, a police a go come. And worse, so me know say a them hateful ways make them picnic not like for me picnic. And the way how me find that type of behavior from adults and parents so low and despicable. Me know say if me confront them, all when I me one little me one, me did I go war them to the end. So me say, why it go benefit me if I go war them to the end over for them out of other picnic we can spit pan for me picnic. When me can deal with it a different way, so me wait a whole day. I don't say nothing to them because number one, me and them not chat because them not like me and me not like them. I'm good with that, because everybody can like everybody. And that's fine, because some people may just not like them neither. I don't like them. They're not good, they're not clean. Their spirit turn me off. I don't want to deal with them. I corrupt against them. That's how I feel about them. Because them are show me so much a level of hate. So, me not going to be like, what they say, if you hate your enemy, me not hate my enemy. Me hate them, me not love my enemy. Me if you hate my enemy, me must hate my enemy. Me must love my enemy rather. I don't love them. I hate them. Because love and hate are two emotions will exist. So I don't want nobody say, oh, I don't hate anybody. Lie, you not lie. You not hate nobody. Lie or not tell. You not dislike nobody. Nobody's spirit not turn fool no. And you know say, boy, you know somebody you no mesh. You and them not even if you have nothing, you just know. So me wait a whole day before me go up to school. Me talk to the principal, me talk to the teacher, and the school take for them action where them fi take. Make the little boy apologize in a devotion and all these things. Write letter to the parents and whatever. Me say, even for like couple days after, me not feel satisfied. me feel upset, me feel grieve, and worse, my friend and family, them a say, how that him do? Make Malia go back up, they go spit pan him, and yo, the people tell me all kind of things what them would do if I did for them pitney. Me have adults who tell me say if I did for them pitney, then go up, they go box him down. And I'm like, whoa. As much as me not like him parents and them not like me could think for do that. Him is a little boy. Him little, him a go do things a life. So I go a pitney them. And if my daughter make a mistake, I don't want no adult feel like them can contact themselves and box down my daughter. So me did have to make sure say my decision what me I gonna make if do with that. Work out in a way where everything smooth after. So you know, I just that me I say concerning with the teacher. Same thing me I say. If the little boy did do wrong and me make my daughter go up, they go do back wrong to him, or me go up, they go do him wrong, then we not wrong. Would I wrong, you know? So what me do? Me make the school deal with it. Me talk to them and me tell them. Me say, alright, you know about the previous incident them and me never take no action. Me make uno deal with it, and this is the last thing me I gonna make uno deal with. The next time this pitney come close to my daughter, me I call Child Services Agency, me I call police. Me I do all of the things that I'm supposed to do. Me I put them on social media. Me I video a little boy. Me I do everything under the sun. Besides a violent reaction. Because it doesn't help either me, my child, that child, or any other child or parent. So that me tell them, me give them the warning up at the school. And me make them know. Say the next time that pitney there says something abusive to my daughter or touch my daughter in any way, it nah go normal and it nah go nice. But me know say me nah go up there with like me inner defense mechanism would I want say to me say, you know, say me need to do something about this. I feel like that happened to the teacher, like she said, boy, really lick me in my face, me have to lick back him, or, you know, me understand it, natural. But there must come a point where you are going to say to yourself, say, that's not what I need to be doing at this time, so you got to think about it. And that me learn over the years, because even though my head hot, you know, when me think back, me never really in a fight with nobody. Like, cause me as somebody who, if me and you have an argument, me will just tell you my mind, me now want disrespect you, try not disrespect me because me diss your back. But I know my first option that. So we can get it over with and it done with. So if we're going to get on, we get on. And if we're not going to plant pizza line, we're not going to plant pizza line. And when you see me, you not see me and me not see you. So if we can learn that something there and work on we self with that something there, the best thing for you to do, because one little bad decision can mess things up for you. Look now, this woman is caught on video doing this. And she look bad to a lot of people, but I don't think she's naturally like that. She's not a bad person who just a fight off students. So that me did have to tell myself before me go up to school, as a matter of fact, before me go up there, me have so many conversations with the teacher and the principal them to make sure say, you know, everything level and everything calm. Me tell them how me feel. Me make them know. Them didn't even want me meet with the parents them, and me tell them say no, because that only gonna make things worse. Cause when me go up, they go tell them the parents are not nice. So me tell them say no, it better if them just talk to the parent, me satisfied with that, and whatever action them I take. And keep the pitney away from my daughter. The school is aware of the situation. Say, if he come near my pitney again, me I go call the police to come up there. And me I go video them and embarrass them. And deal with the whole of them up there wicked. Parents me attack. Because them not even have a decency to see my daughter and apologize to her for that nasty act where their son commit. Which, if I did foreign me there or somewhere else, or even here, me could have press charges if me want. Me could have carry my daughter go to station and make them have to come to station with feed them pitney too. But because I pitney them, me just tell myself, say, no, me not really have to take it there so either. Me I go leave it where it is. The line is drawn. If the pitney come near me pitney again or say nothing to him which is abusive or touch her in any way when you not supposed to even then near me pitney by now, me had got the full length restraining order and everything Them have to go probably decide which pitney I go stay at school from, which one want to stay. I mean, I move my pitney because no boy spit for my pitney or no boy not to harass my pitney. And them have to move for them pitney when me done with them. So I just, that me I say, if only the teacher could have take it on a different level. But since she never do it, we not deny, say she a human being and it can't happen to, because if me go up to school and the parents them are going like them want to flip up or come in my face or lick me, yeah, me I go want lick them back to, is the natural instinct. But when me lick them back now, we're end up in a fight and we're end up a fear go court. I mean, I have time for waste with people upon them something there. So I just saw me feel about the whole thing with the teacher and the boy. Before me could have done deal with the video with the teacher and the boy, me see one next video with two girls a fight. One of them cut the next one face wide open, right just so. By evening come, me see one little girl and one boy a fight again. Teacher, some adults, I'm assuming they're teachers, apart them. The little girl so heated, she took up one big piece of board and run with it up to the boy. Teacher have to draw her back, take away board from her. When they put down the board, she got take it up back. So me I say, what heap of aggression in that video, yeah. Then me see one next one with one little girl and one little boy, teenager them here. The little boy hold the little girl and drape her and give her some hard box. So me I said to myself, say, no man. This not normal. Them your pitney experience levels of violence. And what make me know it too? You see the kids them when in the background of them video, all of them have background knives with pitney in there. Not one of them has said nothing which is to dissolve the issue or de-escalate the situation. All of them are giggling and like them excited for no say they on video and it, like me can't understand. So we have a problem with the kids them, and me get where people them are come from where I say pitney them need to respect the teacher them and respect authority and have some type of decorum about them when them come in at the school space and the rules that exist they should go by them and all of that me understand and me agree with. When we look panny and see pitney do then something to pitney, it means them definitely exposed to a lot of a high level of violence. The ones in the background think it's okay, they think it's funny, it actually is exciting them to see children fighting each other with literal knife cutting a face, like where a girl do with knife in our bag of school. Anyway, when we go to school, a comb and brush in our bag of what we used to carry in bag, Nikisha, vanishing cream. A vanishing cream we used to hide in our bag. We never used to have knife and mirror and gel. What are we used to gel down, Lord God? Yeah, so it's like so much violence and aggression from student to student. Me realize say the violence turn up in our society more than we even think. The pitney them will witness this. Them now say, oh God, no stop bar. Oh God, do not stop it. Not like that. Them are giggle, they're excited. They're like over the moon to watch violence. What I tell you no? Me sorry for your future. You see them when I went to high school already? And this is why they are stigmatized by the teachers and by other adults and people in authority and so on. Everybody stigmatize them as some bad pitney. Because if you can have two pitney and fight, and you have like 20, 30 other pitney around, egging them on, and being okay with watching it play out instead of trying to, dissolve it or, discourage it with words or even hold them back or run go call the security out of school gate or call the principal. They all just gathering around to watch it. It's just another show. So that show you the level of violence where exists in our society, and it says that our youths, the teenagers now, they are desensitized to violence to the point where it becomes excitement and it becomes something which is easy for them to do. Because them the hard box there that the boy they give that the little girl there. And some big man box them there. And she stand up to the box. And none of the picnic them where watch where go on. Never go for one adult to get help. None of them never intervene. I guess they afraid of one another too because they don't know if when they intervene, him go turn around and stab him or box him too. So what gonna happen to we? Them teenagers are today, you know, a little from now, them are adult, you know, a little bit from now, you know. You don't realize that? Something is seriously wrong. When violence is so accepted and sensationalized by children, they are experiencing it at home. Some of them are being abused with violence at home. This is a fact. There are many abused children in Jamaica. That's a fact. Like no question about that. Yeah, people no have no problem for box down pitney. You know, hear people then say teacher should have taken desk and lick him down the ground. You have pitney where them parents them a kick them down, box them down, now give them no dinner. Do all kind of things to them. Abuse, turn up. Pandemic a pitney here. Some of them not get no brought up, see nobody not teach them manners. Me a hear some boy all in a school I tell teacher, yo miss. Yo. Yo a word where we wait till we are adult for use. Boy I go to school I say yo to miss. Girl I go to school with eyelash long out your soul like a palm tree and lace front wig and bleach out, and so the system itself mess up the youth them, because guess what? If the system did set away where these things don't happen, the youth would have to abide by it. So you see, we can blame the little boy all we want and say, you know, so the boy are bad and the boy come to school and sell ganja and the boy we can say that all we want. But there is a system in place which allows students to come into school any which way, any type of way. And they get involved in all kinds of activities, including gang activities, sexual activities, bullying activities, all kinds of evils. And what do the schools do? The teacher just come in and teach class and write work on the board. Who want to learn, who no want to learn. When school don't teach, I gonna yard. Then allowed to stay in there with the bleach out skin and a long eyelash and the lace front wig and the short skirt and anything. So how they expect them to tell people say the youths them this and that when them themselves in a system now help to prevent the things them where we have a problem with the youth them? Me not understand. From the home the problem them are come, teacher they have a different background people them to deal with. That difficult. Then them come in at the classroom now with all kind of thing, and the school itself allow it. So the individual teachers can't do not much to help the situation. You have pick me a school a teacher afraid of like puss. What kind of thing that? Why then still their school if you don't know so them a gang member and them a this and them a that and them all the things the way them a do. Them a sell drugs in a school. Them a wear guard ring. Them a tell us that them a chop. And they still a come to school every day and no accept them. Why we couldn't call the parents them and tell them say no pity them can't come back to school until they follow the rules. We don't make them come every day for the school term, the 3 term of the year until then done, or who fi get expel and who fi breed and who no come back and who turn gunman. So the system set away where in help none tal. The parents them, enough parents are falter right now, they not try. Me not say good parents not out there do them thing. Yes, good parents are do them thing and people still go and shame them and do the worst thing. Me know good parents where they can't believe the things them where them pitney go to school go do, and the things them where them pitney a do. So the parents them a feel the pitney them, the school system a feel the pitney them, and we expect so we are gonna get one good batch of adults out of them a pitney where they are high school now. We don't write them off and say them a bad pitney, them and what is pitney, them all of them. Nobody now try to say, make we steer that one that way. As a matter of fact, I hope she don't mind, but I'm gonna use a popular person's name right now who me admire. And before me go, me I gonna say this. Yes, we have only papitne where I get trouble. The system is keeping them that way. It look like them not mind. But I them same one I say the youths them this and the youths them that. Enough pitney come out of school can hardly read. Worse since the corona and then they home. Enough pitney in a school I deal with all kind of illegal activity, sexual activity, immorality, all kind of things. And it continue. No school not stop keep because of it. School population now go down because of it. Nobody now stay home. You know say, alright, this set of students we know say them a do this, we have to stay home until we know say it different. We no come in at the system and we are going to go 3 month probation, and within the 3 months, if we no can show we so and so, you know, set up some type of way to mitigate the situation. None of that now. Picnic can come to school, see you come farm gang and take away your lunch money and beat you up and kick you up, and then you can go tell teacher and the principal turning in officer look through his blind so call him afraid to and can't wait for 5 o'clock come fill the 4-time office and his staff room door lock and it's a mess. I'm telling you something. Don't write off the youths them, try and help the youth them, because we are get older and them are the future. There is a generation now, like my generation, the generation before me, the one before me. You have them, the one where we are dealing with when in high school now, and you have a younger one them where come up behind them. We have to try, and all of the one them where they are high school now, we are going to write off and say, then do man, there's no hope for them. Enough people are try with them pitney and have pitney out there, we are the good in a school, same way. So we have to encourage that. We can't just like pinpoint and say, oh no, if a youth do the wrong thing, get him out of your way if you make your school can operate as it should. Make him know so you can't stay here and do that. Separate them from a one them who you know say, why you know say that youth are good, youth that youth can do in work. Make we help him, make we get him some intervention. Make we do this, make we do that. Only just one right off a whole of youth them and it can't work. We have to try and help save some of them. I'm telling you the story now about the popular person before me leave. Crystal Tomlinson. For who know her, she's a writer and she is a media person here in Jamaica. And I was listening to an interview that Crystal did on RFM and it was very inspiring. Crystal is now an acclaimed writer, public speaker, media personality, and I don't know if she wants to be called an influencer, but she's very popular on social media. And in her interview, Crystal said that when she was going to school, she used to give so much trouble. She was the ringleader. She was always in trouble. Our mother tired for ball. Our mother tired for come to school when teacher called about problem with Crystal. It reached a point where one day she said to herself, say, you know, some my mother come up at school one day where something when I have nothing to do with my behavior. And she had teachers who were interested in her and they knew she was bright. And, you know, she was getting the encouragement little by little. So even in the trouble where she had there were teachers and people who were saying, Crystal, settle down. Crystal, you have the potential. Crystal, Crystal, Crystal. And Crystal took it and made good with it. May have goose pimples thinking about what she said. Because when me look back over my life at high school, the amount of things that them put me through and call up my name and be a foolishness when I have nothing to do with me or my life. And I got support. There were people supporting me saying, Amber, ignore that. Continue with your studies. Do what you have to do. You're a bright girl, blah, blah, blah. That helped me also to stay on track. So I might not have been like Crystal where every time them have to call my parents to come for things. It was just different where I was popular for wrong reasons, like for no reason, and for people just always calling my name. And that was just the case. Crystal was saying that, look, she did give mad trouble when she got high school. Her mother tired for embarrass. And with all the encouragement that her mother kept giving her and the other people, one day she said to herself, say, no, so I make my mother come up at school and you have nothing to do with my behavior. And she say, she started to take a turn. She started to change up her friend circle. She started to focus on her book them, keep her grades them up, and she continue till Crystal finish high school, move on to university, and become a totally different person who I'm sure her mother is so proud of today. So you cannot write off people pitney. You have to find ways, even the teacher them. A teacher is more than somebody who just write on the board. A teacher is more than somebody who just go by the curriculum. A teacher have to be a mother. A teacher have to be a counselor. A teacher have to be a friend. A teacher have to be the one who intervene in conflict. The teacher have to be so much more. So make we just take that and say to ourselves, say, we can't just lose one entire set of pitney to violence and aggression and bad behavior and all the things where we see we are lose them to. We African pick some of them pitney the out of the lot and say, them one ya can work. We are do this with them. We are go through with them. Give them some hope. Help them. Guide them. Talk to them. Keep it up. It take time. Not just write off all of them so. Right? Them one ya we see a fight and a get in a trouble pan video and so. There's a background to everything. So we are hopes that the school then we intervene, get the parents them involved, get the whatever child services so they can get counseling, get intervention. And then the government needs to be serious about what the social interventions are and should be and how they're going to really help to shape the future. Because you can't just get up and say, all right, we're going to charge the boy, you know. Make an example out of the boy, you know, and think it done with. No, tomorrow you have a next youth who are worse than him. Worse than him. So we are going to need support, like how Crystal could have get her support. Me could have get my support. And other people go through so much things in this teenage phase. For them to come out on top and come out better than they were as teenagers. The people them a fight. Something a go on. We need to intervene on a large scale. So in the schools, they need to have these things, whether it's going to be a part of devotion or they're going to have sessions for it. They need to have the parents involved as well. What kind of homes are the children coming from? How are they coping? What's happening with the parents? If we not do all of that, we're linked together, you know. We done, you know. One whole set. And go few out of them where we can say yes, then me make it out alright. And we have to consider that these are young people. They're not gonna be perfect. Just like us adults, I'm making mistakes. Make one big mistake up to about 2 weeks ago. I know me, I said, Jesus Christ. Big old 50-year-old, 60-year-old, all kind of people I make mistake every day. So, you know, right for we just write them off, so to speak, and just say, oh, it's a whole generation of vipers, really. Vipers enough for my age group too. Vipers enough for your age group. You have some wicked people out there, because some of the people them where me talk to concerning even the issue with the teacher and the boy. Are some wicked people them. The things them what them I say, I be a wickedness. So, you know, it's like we can't just continue with this madness. It's like we live in a mad society, you know, and we have to just understand, say, we have to change. Otherwise, what gonna happen? Me just always so concerned for Jamaica.
At the end of the day, my stance remains the same. I believe that a child should be a child and a child should show respect to adults. And some persons say, you know, respect must be given from both sides. And you are right. But one thing I have to ask you, There's a saying that says the children are the future. You've all heard that. And if this is what our future looks like, we are doomed. If this is our future right here and they are already going down the wrong path, we are doomed. If children feel like they should not show any form of respect to the people above them, we are doomed. If children feel like they should now stand up and hit teachers, tell teachers about them parts, and show no level of respect, we are doomed, because they're supposed to be the future. Right? As Miss Kitty said, if you are not a part of the solution, then you are a part of the problem. And a lot of these adults are uno the problem. Because uno lead the children astray. Yeah. Uno lead the children astray. I feel like I've already said enough. Amber said what she had to say. Family, that's just my opinion. Talk to me in the comment section. Let me know what is your opinion on this one. Because like I said, your opinion matters.
Bwoy, unstoppable you, unstoppable you, unstoppable you.